Hello everybody. Well, I did not expect to be making a video today. Um, we did get some rain overnight. Let's just see how much we got. I haven't checked the rain gauge. We got a little over an inch and a half. So a little over an inch and a half last night, overnight. Quite a bit. Everything is saturated, but I have been out all morning working. Even so, I came out to clean up the mess that was here. And so I took the plant stand in the house, washed it down, put it in the house, and there was 3 more tomatoes to be planted. So I planted 3 more tomatoes, 1, 2, 3. And I planted a row of lettuce in here. And I threw in, just because, a couple of seeds of spaghetti squash just along the back here. And I'm going to put a trellis there for it to climb up on. I don't know if I'll get any. I didn't buy those seeds. I took them out of a squash, so we'll see if they grow or not. Sometimes they grow, sometimes they don't. I still haven't planted that clematis. And I'll tell you why. So, yeah, it's supposed to start raining again later on today, and we're supposed to have 4 days of rain. 4 more days of rain. So I'm glad that I got to finish up what I started yesterday. So I got the rest of these tomatoes planted here, and I planted my popcorn. And look at how everything is just responding to the rain. These are those lilies. They're growing like crazy. They were pretty even without the flowers, but once you get the flowers, oh, they're gorgeous. That's a Stella d'Or daylily, one of my favorites. Here's one of the little transplants that I put in a couple of days ago. It looks like it's doing fine. And here's one. And my little puppy is doing good. Some of them don't look so hot, but that's okay. My sweet peas aren't that great. But I have planted more seeds around there, so they'll be fine. But everything is just responding to this rain. And it's responding because we've had no rain in 3 years, really. Very little. So this is just wonderful for the plants. I'm so happy with the way things are growing. So here's where I put my popcorn. I had 14 popcorn kernels, so I put them in here. I'm going to clean all this quackgrass out of here still. And I was noticing that my rhubarb is actually very close to being able to be harvested. So I'll probably be doing some of that this week. I freeze it, a lot of it. And then I also make rhubarb jam. Actually, it's not rhubarb jam, it's called rhubarb. I'll think of it. It's like jam. Rhubarb marmalade. It's very easy to make and it's delicious. So I've been cleaning in here. The weeds are pulling up beautifully this morning. I have pulled up quite a bit of quack and a lot of dandelions, and I've cleaned most of this fruit bed now. I've got several kinds of raspberries in here and 3 currant bushes in here. And I've never had more than a handful of raspberries out of this patch because it's been, again, so dry. So I'm hoping this year I'll get enough to maybe make some jam or freeze or even just put on ice cream. Garden's looking, the things I transplanted yesterday are looking just fine. That's really why I was rushing to get everything in. It's because I knew the rain was coming, and that's very beneficial when you first plant your garden, to have a nice soaking rain. So I hope that that was of some benefit. So, oh, the birds are still eating Chip's food. So I was talking to my son the other day. Our son bought our house in Winnipeg when we moved out here. And in that house, or on the property, it was a very, very small property. And so I took the front yard, which was tiny, and I turned it into, I dug up all the grass and I put in perennials. And it was gorgeous, it was beautiful, but it was not his thing. So he's little by little grassing it back in, getting rid of the plants. But after I was digging in this, the very first video of this series, I was digging up irises over there. And I said I was going to put a snowball bush in there. Well, I has already put the snowball bush somewhere else. But I was thinking that I really want to put a peony in there. This is delphiniums in here, so I want to put the peony right there. And I had in Winnipeg the old-fashioned variety of peony. You know, the big pink, almost white ones? And I love them. I had 3 bushes. So I asked him if he still had a bush or 2 or 3, and he said no, he got rid of 2. He dug up 2 and threw them away, or whatever he did with them, and he's getting rid of the 3rd one. So I said, whoa, stop right there. We will come in, and I'm going to dig that up, and I'm bringing it here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring my peony and put it here, and I'm so happy to have that particular variety because those are my favorite. The big, fluffy, really highly scented, old-fashioned peonies. Pink, very pink in the middle to white on the outside. And I was excited because I thought, well, that's good, and I'll finally have a peony. And then this morning, when I was looking at all of the growth in here, what do I see? Tucked away in the middle of this flower bed, right there, is a peony. And I remembered that I put that there. And it came from the other side garden. Along the house, there was a mixture of roses and peonies, and they were just entwined into one another and so close to the house that the roses were actually growing into the foundation, underneath the foundation. So we dug everything up, and I brought a little piece of that peony here, and I'm so happy to see it's going to do something. This one is like fuchsia pink one. It's very dark. It's pretty too, but not as pretty as the other ones. And this is one of the roses from the front. I rescued that. This is a really pretty, very tiny, delicate, soft pink flower. I don't know what the varieties of these are. They were here when we got here. And then I have another little rose from the front. I have it over in that garden where we just were as well. So, and today I was cleaning in here, doing a little bit. It needs a lot of cleaning, but because the weeds are pulling up so nice, because the soil is so nice and moist, I decided I would tackle some of this. I've lost an echinacea here. There was a really nice big clump, but there's one there and there's one there, and there's some popping up in here, so I'm going to keep on cleaning this. But here's the other little rose that I brought from the other side of the house, and I see that it's spreading, it's shooting, which is fine. I don't mind if it does that here because there's no building. I just don't like it when they do that up against a house. These tulips are actually prettier closed than they are open. Aren't they gorgeous? They are very pretty open too. And I finally located my daffodils. I do believe that I had more than that, but anyway, I still have a lot to clear here and all through here, but I'll get there. I'm not worried about it. This is lilies, day lilies. These ones are the red ones. These are orangey ones. And then here and there and there are very large, almost black irises. They are gorgeous. And they stay there. They're going to be there. I keep hoping that they spread, but they don't spread as much as the other ones do. So they're staying pretty compact. So in this bed I have echinacea, I have daisies, I have, what else do I have in here? Irises, daylilies, delphiniums. There are some dame rockets in here. They kind of spread themselves out. I'm leaving them in there. I think I might have even some oxeye daisy in here as well, or I might have moved it. And I think I have a gloriosa daisy or two in here. So yeah, this is really pretty in the summertime. Actually, this particular garden blooms all year, from spring till fall. So I'm very happy to have been out today doing a little bit of work, and I've got all the vegetables planted now. The vegetable planting is complete. So now all I'm going to be concentrating on is putting more plants in this cottage garden here. I want to fill it up with a bunch of different varieties, and I want to start working on my paths. So all these paths, this one that goes through the arch and the ones that go through this part here, I just put that weed barrier material down, and we crushed our own, or we shredded our own, made our own mulch from cuttings from the bushes and trees and stuff. And that's all that is, that mulch. So I would like to tear up all of the paths and get brand new, better weed mat cloth. And I want to put sand down and crushed rock. And all of this stuff, actually, in here, this path sort of had a big square part, and it was area. We had our little table and chair here. That's why this is rolled up. So when we seeded it with grass, I just rolled it up. But inside this is full of really good stuff. That's all going to go on the flower bed. that's just, see, this weed math is finished. That's just mulch. So I'm going to be putting that all over the gardens. I'm not wasting it. And even when we pull this all up, all this mulch is going on the gardens, minus the weeds. So that's been the 7th day in the garden. I didn't think I'd have this day, but I'm very thankful that I have, because I actually got a bit done today as well. But like I say, 4 days of rain is coming up. So I am going to concentrate on I'm going to concentrate on my house inside. I have to clean. There's that dirty word. I have to clean my house. I have neglected it for a week or more. Actually more, because I couldn't do anything for a couple of weeks. So I have floors to wash and, you know, all that great stuff. I think I'm going to put the climbing rose on the back of the shed here. I think that'll be nice. And it'll be quite protected here, which will be nice too. I'm going to clean all this out of here. This is I was using this part of this bed here as sort of a nursery bed. I would start plants in here and then dig them up and move them elsewhere. But it's sort of gone to weed now. I do have a little dianthus here. I should move that somewhere else. And yeah. And I don't remember, did I show you? That all was not lost in that fall. I managed to rescue this out of the overturned plant, a little greenhouse. So I'm not sure how good this stuff is, but there's a few things in here that I can plant. So I think what I'm going to do is put this in pots, all of this. I'm just going to put it all in pots and see how it goes. I'm not even sure what it all is. This is another project, this old bench. It needs to be completely redone. The back of it is very ornate. It's in the shed. It's all wrought iron and it's got beautiful pictures on it. But the outside of it, the rim around it was wood, and that all fell off. And the seat all needs to be done. So this is a project we were hoping to tackle this year, is to get the wood and to redo it all and clean it up. Maybe paint the wrought iron and put it somewhere nice where we can actually enjoy it. Right now it's just kind of we can't even move it to cut the grass because it'll fall apart. So there it sits. Okay, I'm going to quit talking now and I'm going to go and get this video uploaded. So thank you for coming along on day 7. I made it through the week. Wherever you are, please stay well, take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye for now.